Greg Martin just about to join us, and then Richie Morgan, he's the Warriors drummer. Is he going to go to Brisbane? I mean, he's been about just about every single other game for the Warriors. Costo's Corner coming as well. Marto, you're on the island, you're on holiday. Thanks for joining us, mate. Why are you cleaning?
Well, there's things in the house, and I have to do the cleaning because I'm here. I'm the old caretaker. Mate, I'm into my third week of holidays in September. I'm supposed to be at the World Cup, and I'm having the greatest time on. I'm glad I didn't go to France. How does that sound?
But you're cleaning, mate.
Cleaning, yeah. Only outside cleaning.
Oh, okay.
So not inside. Yeah, it's okay.
So is this part of the list? So you get to go to the island by yourself for a week, which for every man is just bliss, but you also get a list, right?
No. Mrs. Marto turned up yesterday, thus the cleaning. I was fishing.
Oh,
I was fishing.
Yeah.
And that's all finished now. Now I'm cleaning and painting.
Wales versus Aussie, mate. Honestly, what's your gut feel about this game? Because there's a couple of massive games this weekend. Ireland, South Africa, Samoa play Argentina. But Wales versus Australia, you lose that, you're coming home. You know that, eh?
Yeah, of course I know that. And Wales aren't that good. I know we're not very good, but Wales aren't either. So we could possibly win it. So I haven't given up. I know everyone else is funny, etc., for Australia to be tossed out before the quarterfinals. But let's say the last 5 times we've beaten them, I think it's 3-2, and there hasn't been a difference of, I think it's 2 points, 5 points, 8 points. 8 points have been the biggest over the last 5 tests. We're both about the same crap ability. So we can win the game if we're good enough. But by Christ, geez, we need to do some tackling. We need to get better at the breakdown. We need to kick less. We need to give away less penalties. We gave away 20 penalties again. So, mate, we're at a low point in our cycle of players at the moment. We're not very good, but it's still conceivable that we can beat Wales. And then we've got a 2-week wait. If we don't beat Wales, I'll tell you what, we don't play Portugal for another 2 weeks. That's going to be a long 2 weeks for the Wallabies.
A long 2 weeks and then to catch the plane the very next day, because Fiji look as though, unless they really blow it, they got Georgia and Portugal. You've got to expect them to win those games. Drew Mitchell's comments, mate, he was having a crack on some podcast about Michael Hooper needed to be there, Quade Cooper needed to be there. Does anyone take what he's saying seriously?
Well, he's not the only one saying it, mate. It's hard to be unaware, but one of the young backs, Max Jorgensen, young 18-year-old bloke, he wasn't going to play any tests anyway. He might have played against Portugal. He broke his leg yesterday. So there is a position open. Maybe Quade's missed 20 calls from Eddie. I don't know if you remember that pre-World Cup. He wasn't answering his calls. Maybe he's picking his phone up now. But we need a 5'8" who can direct a game. He's got a bit of experience. And we need a goal kicker. Quade feels both those things. Maybe it's not a bad idea. I saw on his Instagram yesterday he's training hard. So maybe he does come over. There could be a possibility. But I think even if he came over, he can't play against Wales. So kind of what's the use? Or do we – because we've got problems with Skelton, our captain. He's out. Tupou's out, our best front rower. So we're in a bit of strife. But as I said again, we could still beat Wales.
Brewees. Brisbane is just going to be jam-packed with Kiwis and most of them heading to the Wars versus the Broncos, mate. How do you see this one?
Oh, I love your fans. That was crazy last Saturday night over there. So they'll bring a fair bit of that. Brisbane's gone a bit nutso about this whole thing because Kiwis really support their league over. And I think you send all your league fans rather than your rugby fans over to Brisbane. So there'll be plenty of them. Broncos are crazy. I'll give you an indication how popular this thing is. This week, on Monday, our Courier Mail, our newspaper, started giving you a 4-part Reece Walsh poster. It started with his calves and boots, and then there was his beautiful thighs were on Tuesday. You got the lift-out poster. It's a life-size. It gets put together in 4 parts. Yesterday, the girls all went crazy because it was the torso and crotch region. Today's the chest. Does that happen anywhere else?
No.
Like your major newspapers, the centre page lift-out. But do you understand what's happening in Brisbane? In terms of centre of the universe, forget about the Rugby World Cup in France. So we've got the AFL, an enormous game of AFL, the qualifier for the grand final, is on at 5 o'clock, and then at 10 to 8 is the Wars versus the Broncos. So there's going to be 86,000 people wandering the streets of Brisbane on Saturday night. It's crazy.
And every one of them munted, and absolutely brilliant. Good Lord. Yeah, that's just, look, this is what we need to be 30 years younger, mate, 40 years younger, don't we? We really do. You know?
Yeah, that's right. My kid said, "Are you going to the footy, Dad?" I said, "Why would I want to go and throw myself in amongst that? There's perfectly good televisions with people who know what they're doing to show it to me."
Yeah.
So, there's my attitude, love. I'm getting old.
Hey, we had Gordon Tellis on in the last hour. God, I love that guy. If there's, I tell you, it doesn't matter what team you support or what code. He is everything that I wished I was. I just wish at some stage I could do that and run onto a rugby league field or a rugby field and be like him.
He is wonderfully mad. Did you shut him up when he comes in? He works at the same radio station as I do, the Triple M in Brisbane. He comes in, and you think you might be going to get away with just a 2-minute conversation, and half an hour later you're looking over his shoulder to see if you can divert him anyhow. God, he loves a yarn. He's such a great fella. He shakes your hands, mate. He has got one of the world's hugest mitts on him. It's incredible. It just envelops you. He's a super bloke. What did he have to say?
Look, he just loves it. He loves the Warriors. He loves Adam Fanua-Blake. He just loves what's coming to the league. And also, afterwards, he's holidaying in Queenstown. So he was asking me, he said, look, should I wear a Warriors jersey to Queenstown? I said, dude, everyone loves you regardless, mate. You're Gordon Tellis. Everywhere you go, people love him, don't they?
That's funny. I'll get on to him, tell him a few of the zip line activities he can do.
Okay.
Mate, I'll tell you what, that is going to be magnificent. Look, there's some great matchups in that league with Fanua-Blake against Payne Haas and the hookers and the old halfbacks. It's going to be a cracking game. So I'm really looking forward to the weekend, and hopefully it finishes all right when Australia plays Wales on Monday morning.
Marto is with us, Triple M out of Brisbane on holiday. We thank you so much for your time, mate. But when you played Test match rugby and you played against the All Blacks and that, I mean, I know you're in the back line. Did you ever stand there looking across the other side of the field and look at Buck Shelford and a few of those guys and go, oh, God almighty, I hope I don't have to actually physically confront one of you people?
No, my favourite thing was tackling and taking high balls and getting hammered. I don't know what. Maybe I shouldn't have been playing fullback. Have I ever told you the Buck Shelford story?
No.
One day, we played the Wallabies, and it would have been 1990, playing, who did he play? What's the North Harbour?
Yeah.
We're playing at the Domain. Is it the Domain or whatever it is?
Yep, does it? Yep. Only with Domain.
He's broken through on the blind side from the back of the scrum, pushed our halfback over. He had 15 metres to come at me, okay? So I've braced for a nuclear explosion. I thought, this is really going to hurt, but it could be pleasurable. We'll see how we go here. Just as I'm about to tackle, he's chip-kicked.
No!
Have you seen?
He never chipped.
Yes.
No!
He never chip-kicked. Exactly. He never chip-kicked, and I just took that as he's heard about my defence.
That's obviously a compliment.
Yeah. Internally, that's what I did. But he failed to regather. The ball trickled over the sideline, and no one else probably thought more of it, and I just went, thank God he didn't keep running. Someone would have died, and it would have been me.
That's it. If he were to finally finish on this, and look, we've spent a fair bit of time covering the South Africa-Ireland game today because it is the game of the round at the Rugby World Cup. This is the embarrassing thing for us All Blacks fans. Both correspondents that I spoke to, one out of Ireland, one out of South Africa, both saying, we want you in the quarterfinals. Since when does any team in international rugby decide they choose the All Blacks in a knockout game at a World Cup? Is that how far we've sunk?
I told you that 2 weeks ago. You haven't got any aura about you anymore. No one's scared of you. Yeah, you might be in a bit of trouble. Let's start talking about that.
And the worst thing is we're in that lull at the moment as well in between games. It's kind of like, and we, getting told about intense training sessions. Just whatever. Just get out there, play a bloody Test match, and prove to us that you're the All Blacks again.
You're not enjoying having a weekend off, are you?
No.
You're not playing this weekend. You're going to leave next weekend.
Yeah, following weekend.
What's happened to this nonsense, having 2 weeks off at the World Cup? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
anyway, they're trying to stretch it out to make more tourist dollars.
Get back to cleaning, mate. Thank you so much as always, mate.
Speak next week. I'll be back at work and my brain switched on. See ya.